Get ready for a possible fireworks show in Week 1 of the 2025 NFL season, and not the kind Bengals fans might expect. When Cincinnati travels to Cleveland on September 7th, all eyes might be on a pair of rookie quarterbacks who could be taking their very first NFL snaps in a divisional grudge match that's already dripping with tension. The Cleveland Browns didn't just draft one quarterback this offseason, they drafted two. And now, an NFL insider believes one of them could be handed the keys to the franchise sooner than anyone anticipated. That's right. Shedeur Sanders or Dillon Gabriel might be under center when the Bengals and Browns collide to open the season. This isn't just preseason speculation. It comes from one of the league's most respected draft minds. NFL Network's Daniel Jeremiah dropped a potential bombshell on the Rich Eisen show, saying he believes either Sanders or Gabriel will win the Browns QB one job before Week 1. That would be a bold move from a franchise that's no stranger to quarterback drama. But in a post-Deshaun Watson world, it might also be the beginning of a new era. Talent-wise, I think both those guys have a huge advantage over Kenny Pickett, Jeremiah said. I think Joe Flacco is just there in case you don't think you can be competent at the position, but I think their Week 1 starter will be one of those two rookies. Let that sink in. Forget the safe veteran choices. Forget easing them in. The Browns might be ready to throw one of their rookies straight into the AFC North fire, and the Bengals, a team desperate to finally get off to a strong start after 3 consecutive 0-2-season beginnings, could be the first to find out if either of these young quarterbacks is the real deal. A tale of two rookies. Let's break it down. Cleveland selected Dillon Gabriel in the 3rd round, 94th overall, a crafty, mobile, high IQ quarterback out of Oklahoma who dazzled in the Big 12. Gabriel brings leadership, accuracy, and a surprisingly quick release. But while his ceiling has been questioned by scouts, his poise and intangibles could win over coaches in a hurry. Then there's the wild card, Shedeur Sanders, Deion Sanders' son and a 5th-round steal, 144th overall. Shedeur has been one of the most polarizing prospects in recent memory. Some believe he's a future star waiting to explode. Others think his collegiate success at Colorado won't translate to the NFL. But there's no denying his moxie, his arm strength, and the off-the-charts football IQ inherited from his Hall of Fame father. The Browns didn't just draft 2 QBs to warm the bench. They're clearly preparing for the future. And based on Jeremiah's analysis, the future could arrive in Week 1. "You've got to learn this year," Jeremiah said. "By this time next year, they need to know what they have in these two rookies. You have to evaluate the kids you just drafted so before the next draft you have clarity." Translation: this is a proving ground season. Gabriel and Sanders will get their chance. And that chance could come as soon as kickoff on September 7th. Meanwhile, in Cincinnati, the Bengals are on a mission of their own. After painful 0-2 starts in each of the last 3 seasons, Cincinnati is itching to reverse that trend. Joe Burrow is healthy. Jamar Chase is still one of the best receivers in football, and the defense has retooled just enough to make waves. But imagine the stakes of opening your season not against a veteran like Flacco or Pickett, but instead against a wide-eyed rookie with something to prove. That might sound like a dream scenario for Bengals fans, but it also has all the ingredients of a trap game. Sanders, in particular, is built for the spotlight. He thrives when the pressure is highest and the cameras are rolling. He's played with the weight of expectations for years. Week 1 in front of a raucous home crowd? That's the kind of setting he wants. Pickett has struggled to live up to the hype since entering the league. Flacco, though serviceable in stretches, is a stopgap at best. That opens the door wide open for the youth movement. And if the Browns believe they have something special in Gabriel or Sanders, why wait? They're not expected to win the division. They're not Super Bowl favorites. What they need is clarity, direction, vision, and sometimes the best way to find it is to throw your rookies into the fire and see who rises. Final thoughts. If Daniel Jeremiah is right, and he usually is, the Bengals won't be game planning for a familiar veteran in Week 1. They'll be preparing for the unpredictable, the unknown. A rookie quarterback, whether it's Sanders or Gabriel, brings risk and volatility, but it also brings energy, swagger, and maybe, just maybe, the beginning of something special in Cleveland. One thing is certain, when the Bengals roll into town on Scepter and 7, it won't just be a game. It'll be a glimpse into the future.